Hello everyone, hope you're having a lovely day. My name's Bea. I am the Director of Customer Success here at Wazoku, and I will be leading today's webinar where we'll be introducing our new integration with Microsoft Teams. So I'm joined on today's webinar by our product managers, Sandeep and Bianca, who will be supporting us along the way and telling us a little bit more about the integration. So welcome everyone. And we're just going to give, 30 seconds or so. We've got still people joining before we start today's webinar. Just a bit of housekeeping before we start. You should be able to see a chat and a questions window. So if you do have any questions, please just put them in the chat or in the questions tab, and we'll be getting to those at the end of today's webinar. We're booked in for about an hour, but we will be able to give you some time back. We imagine it's going to take us about 20 minutes to talk through what we're going to discuss today. So not only show you how to use the integration and set it up, but also some top tips for how you can use the integration to really get some engagement with your challenges. So we're at 3 minutes past now. So without further ado, I'm going to jump in. Lovely. So as I say, welcome to everyone. I'm Bea, I'm the Director of Customer Success here at Wazoku, and I'm joined by Sandeep and Bianca, who are our product managers. So for those who don't know Wazoku, we work with organizations globally to help crowdsource ideas to solve important problems, both by innovating with an internal crowd, so employees, as well as external, so that might be your customers, your external stakeholders, might be your supply chain, and also helping organizations solve big global challenges by running challenges specifically to our open innovation crowd. So I'm just going to spend a couple of minutes for our new joiners to just tell a little bit more about what we do before getting into the highlight of today, which is our Microsoft Teams integration. So I'm going to be showing you how to add a challenge to a Teams channel, as well as to how to add ideas and contribute to ideas directly through Teams. And our product managers will then be just showing you how you can set up the integration and get started today. We'll be sharing some top tips on how you can use the integration to drive even more engagement on your challenges. So stay tuned. Fab. So as I say, just a little bit about us for anyone who doesn't know us. So Wazoku and Incentive, we have 21 years collective experience working to crowdsource ideas to solve global challenges. We're headquartered here in London, which is where I am today, looking out over the River Thames. And we work with organizations globally to truly provide that global home for ideas, allowing you to capture, manage, evaluate, develop, and select ideas from large crowds, be that an internal or external crowd. We're underpinned by a methodology called challenge-driven innovation. So rather than just going and asking for any idea, it's actually breaking problems and opportunities down into specific challenges, which can then be solved, which in turn allows you to get a higher success rate with implementing the right idea by asking the right question. And in doing so and utilizing our approach and our technology, organizations are able to truly build up a living library of solutions, so a dynamic archive of history, knowledge, and insights through the people that typically know that organization best. So we are also able to provide a demo. If you're joining us today for the first time, please reach out to our team either by going to support@wazoku.com, or we'll be providing some more links on how you can get a more specific demo of our platform. But from a challenge perspective, as I mentioned, we just allow you to run those challenges out to any audience. And typically the type of challenges might be something more local. It might be something around your operational excellence. We see a lot of those challenges being run by customers who are innovating with an internal audience, but also utilizing crowdsourcing to help find new products and ideas across new services. There is quite a broad spectrum, as well as tackling big organizational challenges, which we know a lot of you are facing around how can you become more carbon neutral, how can we generate a more diverse workforce, lots of different types of challenges, all of which allow you to tap into that collective intelligence of your crowd and really get innovating. Lovely. So a little bit about our new Microsoft Teams integration and the main event of today. So just going to start by telling you what you can do with this new integration before jumping in and actually showing you live how to start using it. So first and foremost, what our Teams integration allows you to do is allows your employees to add ideas to challenges and vote and comment on those ideas from directly within Microsoft Teams. Your evaluators also now have the chance to be able to evaluate ideas in a pinned challenge without actually having to navigate to your platform to be able to complete an evaluation there. And your challenge managers, the ones who really have to drive that engagement with challenges, are now able to pin challenges to multiple Teams challenges, both to promote upcoming challenges. You might have a bit of a countdown clock and be working towards the launch of a new challenge, but also allow you to actually feature those live challenges and really get as much engagement as possible. Other things that you can do, so as I mentioned, is really about making sure that that Wazoku app is in a tab, so you can select not just challenges, which I referred to earlier, but also communities and ideas to highlight in a specific Teams challenge. The benefit here is you can automatically log in via the Office 365 single sign-on so that you can start engaging with challenges and collaborating on those ideas directly in Teams. So where this is really, really strong, and I think it's more around the user experiences, even if you haven't logged into the platform before, you can still start directly collaborating on a challenge from within Teams itself. So this really allows your users to remain engaged with those important challenges in a place where they already are, and to have far fewer logins. So that doesn't mean jumping out, going into a new platform to add ideas. It allows you to do that in a place where people already are, and to stay plugged in and see what's happening to those ideas as they updates the surface directly within Teams. And we've got a bit more information about what's to come a little bit later on. So how, when we've been talking in our previous webinar series, they're all available for you to watch, is actually about innovation at scale. And when we're thinking about integrations, these really are a great way to help you really scale your innovation program. First and foremost, by allowing you to tap into a wider audience, by capturing people in a place where they already are. So you'll have people working in Teams. If you're anything like us, we're all in Teams every day. There's notifications going off. So you're really able to tap into that audience and those pre-existing communities rather than have to start from the outside, which of course solves another challenge for us, which is the email challenge. If you're anything like me, you're bombarded with emails all day long, and actually knowing where to focus and which ones to read can become a bit of a challenging issue. So when you're a challenge manager and you're fighting through those communications, this provides you another way to counter that tiredness that surrounds often getting lots of emails. So really just an interesting and great way to start engaging people without having to write endless emails. And another part of really scaling your program is around maximizing the communications by allowing people to discuss ideas in existing Teams channels. So one of the things that we do see with our customers is not that there's a shortage of ideas. We've got lots and lots of great ideas, but actually getting people to come together to comment on those ideas can be hard. So what this integration really allows you to do is encourage people as much as possible to start talking to each other in the comments threads around ideas. It's really that collaboration which makes this less of an ideas box and really a social development tool. So we've got to just think about how we can use that to maximize collaboration around discussing ideas as well. So without further ado, I'm now going to do the jump into the live demo. So just give me a second while I switch my screen. And we will reshare. If you could confirm that you can now see Microsoft Teams, that would be great, either Bianca or Sandeep.
Yeah, we can see it.
Fantastic.
Yep.
So just for everyone here, what I've just done is I've just logged into our version of Microsoft Teams. Hopefully I've disabled notifications so I won't get pinged all the way through. But I'm now just in an example Teams channel, and you can see here that it's called CS Webinar. It's a channel that I've set up. And what I'm going to just show you how to do is, once the Teams integration is enabled, is just how to actually pin a challenge to this specific channel. So first thing I just need to do here is to click Add a Tab, and you'll see the apps which are available. So this will happen once the Wazoku app's been added to the App Store. So make sure you know who your Microsoft Teams admin is, and we can get that app added. All I need to do then, once the Wazoku app is added, is select it, where I now have the opportunity to select a challenge, an idea, or an idea space or co-creation community to be able to pin to my specific Teams channel. So for today, I'm going to select a challenge. I can see here my list of live challenges, and I want to show my team about the How to Reduce Waste Across Our Organization challenge. If you haven't already got one, I recommend doing these. These are a great way to identify waste opportunities and eliminate them throughout your business. And we've had some really successful use cases around these. Once I've selected my challenge there, you can see it's been highlighted. We've got just a little notification here saying post to the channel about this tab. So that just means that as soon as I click save, it will create that notification, just alerting people to the fact it's there. If I click save, just give it a second, and it will now start loading in my Microsoft Teams. So here is my challenge, which is in my instance of the platform, which is now visible to me, both as a challenge manager, but also my employees who are also part of this channel. So just something that you may want to be able to do here is give it a rename. So it's pulled through there, the name of the platform, but I might just want to actually name it the same as the challenge, or even call it new challenge. I might get out of date quite quickly. Once I've done that, it's just going to save that change. And I can now come in, if I was an end user, and start by clicking on new challenge in that tab, start interacting with my challenge directly. So as an end user, even if I haven't been onto the platform before, I'd be able to see this and be able to start interacting directly with that challenge. First thing I might want to do is actually just have a look at ideas which have already been added. So I can have a quick view down here, see ideas which have already been added by my colleagues. I can click into one of those ideas. I may want to upvote it or downvote it. I think I've already voted on this one before, and actually read what's in that idea. So just have a look at the descriptions, the keywords, and if I like it, I may just want to, as I said, leave my colleague Shonning a comment saying, I like this idea. I'd encourage your employees to be a bit more original than me and actually ask questions, but there's some great things that we can do to really encourage that conversation. Clicking submit, you can see that my idea is added. And to return to the actual challenge, all I need to do is click close there. Of course, it's not just about interacting with challenges and ideas that are already there. Another great way to use this is, of course, to capture those new ideas. So what I'm able to do here is enter my idea. I start typing what the platform's going to do, which is really lovely, is do a quick check and see actually recycling our waste. Is that an idea which has already been implemented in another challenge? Just to allow users to preview potential duplicates, ensuring that we don't get thousands of the same ideas in every challenge. I can select my specific category and my subcategory, just telling actually which part of the business it is in, and then add my description. So again, if you haven't used Idea Spotlight before, or the Wazoku platform before, what this allows you to do is, when you're a challenge manager, is to customize these form fields so you can get exactly the information that you want. I'm not going to click publish in this instance because it's not a real idea, but if I was to, it would then just appear on that ideas wall, just by my challenge. So I'm going to click discard, and that will take me right back to the challenge page. So what I've just done there is, as a challenge manager, was to come in to pin a new challenge in my Microsoft Teams channel, come in as an end user, add an idea and collaborate, just showing you what you can already do with the Microsoft Teams integration. Of course, you may not want your challenge there forever, so it is possible just to remove specific challenges just by clicking remove there. And another great thing is you're not limited to a single challenge per Microsoft Teams channel. So you might just have a channel which is upcoming challenges and list them all out there. So that's a quick demo from me. And I'm now just going to hand over to my colleagues who will just show you quickly how to set up the integration.
Cool. Thank you very much, Bea. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Let me just share my screen and I will be able to walk you through this. Right, hopefully you can see the screen.
We can, thanks, Sandeep.
Cool, good stuff. So I'm logged into the platform as a site admin, and in order to configure the Teams integration, you need to be logged in as a site admin. And there are a few steps involved, fairly simple, but still a few steps. So you go into the admin panel in the top right. You go to the integrations tab. And then once you're in integrations, you should see a Microsoft Teams option on the left-hand side. In order to have that available to you, reach out to support and just request that they enable the feature in the back end for you if you can't see it. So once that feature's been enabled, you go into the admin panel, integrations, Microsoft Teams, and this is the area where you kind of do your configuration. So this is where you kind of set up the binding between your Teams subscription and your Teams tenant and your Wazoku site, platform site. So you hit the add new Teams tenant ID. And what you do in here is you paste in the tenant ID of your Microsoft Teams subscription. Now that can either come from your IT team, or if you're happy kind of poking around within Teams, you can right click on a channel within Teams, go to get linked to channel. And then that presents this little box up here, and you can see within the link to the channel at the far end of it, there is a bit of text that says tenant ID and equals. If you grab all of the text after the equals and just copy that, so I'll do Control C. And once you've copied it, you can then paste it into there. Oh, it looks like Teams copied all of it. And then once it's pasted in there, hit save. I'm not going to hit save at the moment because you can, because our internal Teams subscription is tied to our live internal Wazoku platform, and you can kind of only have that set up once with your Team subscription. So I'm not going to save this here. But then once you've saved it and once you've got this kind of plumbed in, that's literally all that needs to be done within site admin. And then once you've done that, you can go to Teams and you can, as we sort of demonstrated earlier, you can then go and find the app and add the tab to your challenge from within Teams. We do have a knowledge base article that outlines in quite a lot of detail the steps involved to to get this configured and get this set up. So if there's anything that you're unsure of or you just need some clarification on, then most definitely go to our knowledge base and you can get all the information you need on setting this up from there.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Sandeep. And if you could just pop that link in the chat for everyone, then you can go and have a read. Great. So I'm going to steal back the screen share and just share with you just a couple of top tips on really how you can make the most of this integration to truly drive more engagement with your challenges. So 1 second while I just share my screen. Brilliant. Great. So top tip number 1. We've seen a lot of success with hosting virtual lunch and learns. So that's when you're launching a new challenge. You may want to bring people together as a challenge manager, tell them a little bit about the objectives, the why of the challenge, and really incentivize them to start participating. Now, if you're having a virtual event, which is already using Teams, then this is the perfect marriage, really, because what you can now do is get people to start adding ideas in real time whilst you're talking through the how, the what, the why of the challenge. So really bringing the full functionality of enabling people to join your Teams meeting and actually start interacting with the challenge there and then. What's also great about this is if you've got new users who haven't or don't know anything about your program, this is also a great way to get them hooked just by bringing them into a specific challenge, telling them a little bit more about it and giving them the opportunities to start adding ideas and collaborating. So if you want any support, either reach out to me, be it wazoku.com or my team as your customer success managers, who'll be more than happy on how we can help you facilitate a lunch and learn. Another great thing about Microsoft Teams and actually featuring your challenge is you have the ability to pin other assets to your Teams channels. So, of course, email is a great way of letting people know what's coming. But as I mentioned earlier, there are lots of things you can do to really drive that engagement with your challenge. So one of our customers actually did a podcast. It was available on Spotify as part of the launch of their sustainability initiative. And we recommend that if you have got these assets, it might be a video, it might be in a SharePoint, or it might be on an external site, then bring those into your Teams channels, just so you have all your assets in one place. That means people don't have to go barraging around trying to find anything which may help, and gives you the opportunity, just a bit of color and flair to your challenge. So really recommend using those other assets pinned to your Teams channel so people don't need to go anywhere once they've got their idea for your specific challenge. And thirdly, really the final one is to actually utilize chat and Teams, what it's there to do, which is to keep that momentum up. So we often see that sort of in the last 48 to 24 hours prior to the challenge closing is when you're going to get your most ideas. And if you're able to use the app mentioning feature within Teams, then that allows you really to do that real-time milestones of what's happening and keep people coming back and adding ideas. So that's really using Teams for the best of its ability, which is to ensure that we've got those nice alerts, that those milestones, that there's the collaboration, but really powered by the platform underneath, which is really there to help you manage your ideas from concept right through to conclusion. Fantastic. So that's all from me today. So all I can recommend is that you start using it. We really, really want you to use it. We want to get your feedback on how we can even make it better. So for existing customers, please log in to Connect so that you can share your feedback once you've had a play around. But if you want to get started today, then the first thing you just need to do is email support@wazoku.com. Let them know who you are and they can just turn it on in the back end, and then just ensure that your systems admin from Microsoft Teams has downloaded the app so you can start using it. Great. So any questions? Let me just...
It doesn't look like there's any in the chat, B.
Okay.
Does anyone have any?
We'll just give it a minute. Any common questions that you think might come up, Bianca, that you've sort of been asked when designing this?
Yes, I think people might ask if they can connect two different sites to Teams. It is only one that you can connect. Two, can everyone see the tab? Anyone who has access to the Teams channel and is part of the organization can see the challenge and submit ideas within it.
Great. Lovely. We just got one from Michelle saying, can the presentation be shared? Yeah, and that looks like it's been answered. Oh, we've got someone else typing. So let's just hang on for that question. And let's see. Does it also work on mobile? So that's been asked by Davey.
Yes, it does work on mobile. Just as you expect.
Fantastic. And So just a bit of an anecdote. So we use our platform internally as Wazoku to be able to capture those awards that we do in celebration of the great people across our company. And I was a bit late, as usual, to adding my nomination, but I was actually able to do it all on the Teams app on the train. So it was just a really great way of being able to pop into the platform, add my nomination, and start interacting whilst on the go. Lovely. And I see Michelle. No problem at all. I'll show you my email address. I'll just put it in the chat there, and you can reach out, and we can get a day sorted for you. So, great. Okay. So a bit shorter than the whole hour. Hopefully you can have some nice time back. Go and have a nice cup of tea or coffee wherever you are in the world. And wishing you all a happy holiday season. And look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. For anyone who hasn't already registered and isn't receiving updates, we'll just put the link in the chat, but there is a link to our upcoming webinars. We do these almost on a weekly basis of innovation at scale, doing everything from new features and things that are coming up right through to best practices on how you can effectively scale your innovation program and really tap into your crowds to get those brilliant ideas and co-develop them. Wonderful. So if someone could just pop the link to our webinars into the chat, and we will see you all very soon. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Have a lovely rest of your day.